Okay, everyone, welcome to Art Orientation with me, your professor, Yvette DeBose. Before I launch into my introductory video, and you'll get a chance to record your own, we're going to go over really quickly the syllabus. So once you're in your Canvas, you will find syllabus. It can either be on the home page by clicking syllabus, or on your side dashboard you should be able to click syllabus. So you can see that I have a pretty loose communication policy. You can contact me through my email address, ydebose@cdccd.edu. I hope I said that right. And I respond to everything within 1 business day. Announcements should be posted on Monday. I'm still figuring this out. This is the first time I've ever used Canvas. So yeah, this is a learning experience for me. There should be some video tutorials for you as well so that you can get used to the conversations tools, discussions, assignments, everything in Canvas. You can watch the video tutorial, which can be found right here. And let's go over that syllabus. This course summary doesn't look quite accurate just yet. I still have to, iron some stuff out, but everything's going to be laid out very clearly in your modules. Modules are going to contain the whole week's assignments, quizzes, and the discussion, and then all the content that you'll be responsible for processing throughout the week. So let's go over the syllabus. This class is worth 3 units. There is a letter grade. I was considering a pass, no pass option. Since you guys are all adults, I would kind of like to open that up for discussion. For those of you who really like restrictions and rules and careful guidelines, I think that we can lean more toward the point system. We'll know for sure by like week 2. But yeah, grades in category we have down here. We'll go over that shortly. Up here we have assistance for logging in. I'm assuming if you're watching this though, you're probably already logged in. And if you guys have any questions or concerns with using Canvas, there are tons of tutorials listed right here. If you need any technical assistance, you can always contact me or you can call this number right here. Okay, so the catalog course description. I'll give you a second to read that over for yourself. In general, it's a survey of the visual arts. So I'm sure a lot of you are just getting started as artists, or maybe you've been doing art for forever and you want to kind of start branching into academia, which is awesome. Highly recommended. Or this might be part of some general ed requirement. Whatever the reason you are here today, I would like to hear from you guys in your introductory videos that you'll be recording. We may be able to do a field trip, but likely we'll be doing online. They have like guided tours online since everything's kind of crazy with COVID right now, which, by the way, I wanted to really congratulate all of you and send you guys so much kudos for still taking a course right now, because this is such a crazy time that it is so amazing that you would be able to muster the strength and the ambition to want to continue moving forward with your life. I don't know how chaotic this time is for you. I'm really grateful that we have this online platform so we can move through this from the comforts of our quarantines. If you are quarantined, maybe you're at home taking care of a bunch of children. I don't know what your situation is, but I think you are awesome for being here. And I want to make this as smooth as possible, as enjoyable as possible, and as fun as possible. So if you have anything you want to bring up to me, my door is always open. Okay, what else? Right, so the grades by category. Attendance is the bare minimum, just logging in. Assignments are going to be worth 10 points each. We have 2 assignments every week, so in total it's 160 points. Quizzes, you'll have 2 points per question. Each quiz is 15 questions, so over the course of 8 weeks leads up to 240 points. This class is 8 weeks. I hope you all know that. Then discussions will be 10 points each. Those will happen every Friday. We'll be able to go over more of that later. But that'll be for a total of 80 points. Your final project is kind of, instead of having a final exam, because like it's an art class, what do you really learn from exams? Save that for art history. We'll have a final project, which is like a blend of art history and studio art, so that you can apply your knowledge with a visual product. That assignment is worth 100 points, and it's due in the 8th week of class. Okay, so our student learning objectives are the following. You guys can read, so I'll go ahead and let you do that. Yeah, so this is the outline of our topics. We'll be studying formal and illusionistic visual elements, the principles of design, orientations of art, materials and techniques of 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional art, and then we'll dive into historically significant art movements in schools. So it's going to be a very packed class. But this is a great like sample platter introductory course. It gives you kind of the foregrounding knowledge of composition, what makes up a composition, what are techniques, what are the terms, and then you get to see how those are applied into all the different art forms that we have so far. There's always room for more. And all the ways that art is dispersed throughout the continents and throughout time that we know of. Those are also some things like between modules 5 and 8. It's historical, so I kind of want to open that up to the class to kind of make a decision about, do we want to add any more? Do we want to take some away? Have you already done a ton of research? Are you exhausted about talking about the Renaissance in painting and you'd rather talk about, I don't know, something completely different and unusual? We can have that conversation closer to week 5. Yes, we do have, like it says here, every week you'll have 2 total assignments. You will have 1 quiz, and there will be 1 group discussion. The discussions are held Friday night at 7 p.m. I'm also open to changing that. If we can have some conversations about it within this first week, we can change it, but if that works for everybody, I would like to keep it that way. The quizzes are due Sunday night, and the assignments are due Sunday night of the week that we start that module. If you have any questions about that, feel free to email me, but it should be completely clear by reading this. As far as reading assignments go, we do not have any textbooks. I'm a big fan of doing open resource education, so any websites, articles, periodicals that have open resource, I prefer to offer those up to students as readings rather than assigning a textbook. I know what it's like to be a student. I was a struggling student for a long time, and I won't bore you with the stories, but just trying to access textbooks can be hard for everybody, so I'm trying to make this as easy as possible. Great, so those are some of the periodicals we'll be reading from, not limited to, because we're going to be using a lot. Writing assignments, we'll do a visit to a local museum. That will be online because of the quarantine, most likely. I would love it if everything got cleared up and we were able to go out to a museum all together as a group, but we'll see. Fingers crossed. There will be reviews of those exhibitions, also can be found online. There are so many amazing resources which will be linked in my announcement, to different museums that are putting all their course content online. All their exhibitions are online. It's a really great time right now, if you're trapped inside, to start doing some exploration online of different museums. Not that it's even close to the same, but you can still get some amazing guided tours and whatnot. And usually they're free. So that's a plus. You will do a research project, as we discussed. I will go into more detail on that as the time draws a little bit closer, but basically while we're doing art historical study, I want you to pick a master artist in which you're going to replicate their work or create a response to their work. It requires a ton of research, so you'll be applying all the terminology and concepts that we learned about in the beginning to digging into and researching and then reproducing the information for a particular master artwork. And we can go into detail about that all later. That's not due until the very end of the semester. Methods of evaluation, that's all listed for you there. Critical thinking, writing assignments, we already went over that. Yeah, and for assignments, I would like it to be a little bit more like creative. So if you're like, I hate writing, but I have a lot to say about this, please feel free to send in an alternative submission. Maybe you want to make a whole flowchart that looks very artistic. Maybe you have a creative system of, assembling a bunch of different images and notes about these kinds of topics instead of a formal written essay, which I totally understand. Those assignments will be listed week by week, and I'll give you guys the options of like what alternative assignments could look like and rubrics included in that as well. The first assignments are going to be a little bit more like clear, cut, and dry what you're supposed to do. But when it comes to writing essays, I understand that there are so many modes of learning out there, and I'm not going to be hard pressed to like make you do a writing assignment. Okay, so those other methods of evaluation will include quizzes, discussions, oral and visual presentations. That's what those alternative assignments mean. Writing assignments, research projects, and then class participation. So that means coming to discussions, participating in the discussions, appearing in study groups, and doing self-evaluation. These are the methods of instruction. Mostly we're just going to be doing distance education, lecture discussion. Collaborative learning, we'll go into that more later. We do group projects. And these are the required texts and supplies. Feel free to read that over. Send me any questions you might have about that. And that's all. So thank you for reviewing the syllabus with me. If you have any questions, send me an email. Can't wait to get started.